guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Listen, when I tell you that I haven't touched my iPad in ages to do a digital illustration / drawing, believe me, it's been like, I don't know even how long. So that's why today I'm gonna see whether I'm still able to produce any sort of decent looking digital drawing. And here a little disclaimer, because you guys are probably gonna be like, girl, you're literally lying straight to our eyes because you've been posting digital line arts, this and that. And yes, that's true, I've been doing digital line arts, like coloring pages, but that's totally different because that's only a line art. You don't really use color, you don't do any sort of blending, and you don't create a full sort of piece. So yeah, if we're talking about line arts only, I've been doing that a lot lately, but if we're talking about doing a full-on digital drawing, I haven't done that in seriously ages, feels like. So this is exactly what we're gonna be doing today, and if you guys are excited and curious to find out whether I still have my abilities to draw in digital, then just keep on watching. So, well, my digital drawing process kind of reminds me a lot of a traditional drawing process, because for me, a good sketch is like a solid base for the illustration, and I can't just do only with like a rough sketch and then move on straight to coloring, because I need to have this sort of good plan of what I'm gonna draw, in fact. So, well, yeah, I actually start off pretty, let's say, broad, and I'm pretty loose with my sketching, to then later on refine it with some tiny details. And here I've been struggling a lot to find a good brush to do my sketching with, because the default brushes that Procreate has to offer are kind of not really for me, because there are a lot of brushes that remind of like a charcoal or just basic pencil, and they are a little bit too textured for my personal preference. And if we talk about those kind of more solid brushes, they are too dense, and they also give you this very solid line, which I'm not a fan of. And if we're talking about something in between, there's nothing really that, you know, is my sort of vibe. So that's why I decided to create my own brushes to finally, you know, solve that problem for good and be able to use the brush that will really make the whole drawing process so much easier for me. So yeah, I'm using my own brush set today, the outline brushes that I created and the hair brush as well, but that's gonna be later on in the video. So yeah, when I have my line art pretty much done, I'm moving on to flat colors. And this is pretty simple because, well, I'm just kind of coloring the face first of all with flat colors, then also the hair and stuff, just to, you know, see what kind of colors I'm gonna be using in my piece to kind of match everything together. And yeah, then I'm just moving on to the shading, just like in traditional pieces. And honestly, shading is the part that takes the most time, because you guys know that I'm a traditional art type of person. I do it way more often, and therefore I'm pretty much better in traditional art than in digital art, but I really want to, you know, keep up with my digital skills as well, because I think that digital art is amazing, and yeah, I just want to practice that more often. So I'm trying to imitate, when I'm doing digital art, I'm trying to imitate my process of traditional art. So first flat colors, and then a little bit of shading, and then I'm just, you know, adding more and more until I'm satisfied with that. But yeah, for me still coloring in digital is tricky, because I don't want my shading to be too flat and too blended, because I don't like that effect. But also I don't like to see too much texture, so I'm kind of trying to, you know, be in between that. And yeah, I find this part the most difficult to kind of balance. So that's the part of coloring that I find the most tricky, especially when it comes to coloring the skin. However, when it comes to coloring the hair, I think this is my favorite part, because I get to be really kind of loose with my coloring and don't need to be super precise, because, you know, hair is like kind of flowy, let's say, in most cases, so you don't really need to be that specific with your strokes and with your brush strokes. So it gives me a lot of freedom, and that's why I really enjoy drawing hair, and that's why I also created my own brushes, because I really love to be able to just, you know, do one swipe and be done with my hair, with one section of the hair, for example. I'll do those little hair strands, which are also very, very cool to do. And that's why I decided to create those brushes that I was talking about earlier, that will allow me to make my drawing process even easier, because not only I created those brushes that I can use as a base for the hair coloring, so I'm gonna do those like bigger strokes as a base for adding more later on, adding on top of that. And then I have those more precise brushes that imitate those hair strokes, one more hair strands, which are great for not only highlights but also enhancing those particular sections of the hair. And on top of that, I also decided to add those brushes that will be perfect for hair flyaways, which I think can really transform any hair drawing from, like, you know, a cool hair piece to like a very natural looking, but also this kind of like catching the eye sort of drawing. So yeah, I'm very happy that I finally created my Procreate brushes, because I'm sure that these will definitely motivate me to do more digital art, because they just fit my needs, they fit what I like to draw, how I like to do it, my technique. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to working with them more in the future, and maybe creating some more brushes. We'll see how I'm gonna tackle the digital art topic once more, once I get back to it, hopefully. And well, yeah, then as a final touch to each of my illustration, I like to, you know, tweak those little details. I think that the details, when it comes to digital art, the details are really elevating your piece from, you know, just like good looking to actually like very good looking or like excellent. I mean, at least for me. So yeah, I like to focus not only, for example, on eyes, eyelashes, eyebrows, those little pops of light in the eyes, but also I like to work around my hair, like I already told you. And yeah, just, you know, see what am I missing in my piece. And I also heard Sam Does Art talking about this in one of his videos. By the way, I love him so much, he's such a great artist. Yeah, he was talking about, and I also share his opinion, that you should actually leave your drawing for a bit, let it just, you know, lie around, and then come back to it with a fresh eye, and then see, is it missing something, should I tweak something, should I change something. It really helps you out, because if you stare at your art for too long, you're kind of like, do I like it, is it good, is it bad, and you can't really capture those you know, things that could be improved, because you saw this piece for way too long and you can't really, you know, recognize your mistakes, for example. So yeah, I like to do that too. So I would leave my piece, my drawing, for a bit, and then come back to it and see whether it needs some more fixes. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty much about my process. But there's one last thing that I really like doing, and this is adding texture to the whole piece. Because I tend to kind of overblend my drawings, and I don't like that effect. So what I'm trying to, you know, do to prevent that, in a way, like kind of, it's like an easy fix. I'm just taking a speckled brush and I'm applying like this brush texture all over my piece, and then I'm taking like multiply mode or any of those blending modes that Procreate has to offer, and I'm kind of overlaying that texture on my drawing, and this gives me this really subtle effect of like kind of retro vibe, like, you know, a little something going on, and that I think really makes my digital pieces look better. So yeah, I really like doing that, and this is pretty much my final step of digital drawing process. And yeah, this is what my illustration looks like. So you guys tell me, how did I do? Am I still good in digital art, or maybe should I throw my iPad away? Let me know. And yeah, it was really fun to do this video today. I'm really hoping to actually get into digital art more in the future. Let me know whether I should. And yeah, that would be pretty much all for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and watching this video. Take care and bye!